We're back
Welcome back.
after like a 7-week hiatus.
We took a little bit of a break from our lovely podcast to go on a little vacation.
We were working too. We just didn't do the podcast.
We took all of our stuff to Greece with us. We were there for about 6 weeks and we were like, okay, we're going to shoot every day. We're going to, get some episodes going for the fans.
And what did I say? What did I say? I said, you know what? We should not bring this stuff and we should shoot it before. And you
Kate.
said, no, we'll do it in Greece. I said, babe, we are not doing it in Greece. I know we're not.
Okay, let me formally come on here and say, Kate, you were right. Kate,
Oh,
you
I
were
love
right.
that.
Kate, you were right.
Music to my ears.
We shouldn't have brought the stuff. It ended up being a lot of extra weight that we were just lugging around on this vacation. But the thought was there, and that's all that matters, right?
Not really.
Well, welcome back to Beauty and the Greek. My name is William.
I'm Kate.
And we are so glad and excited to be back here with y'all. We've had a crazy last a few weeks rather.
Couple
months, yeah. And I feel like this is our second week back in Los Angeles. We finally have our legs under us a little bit. Our routine is coming back. There's always that post-vacation depression that falls on you whenever you come back from something that long, that far away, with that big of a time change. But starting to feel good again. How are you feeling, Caitlin?
I'm feeling good again. The first week we were back, Will was not okay. And I was like on one. I'm like cleaning the house, I'm getting stuff, I'm ready. And then the second week, that's when it hit me. And I was like, yeah, no. But now we're both normal, I think.
Normal-ish. Post-vacation depression is a real thing. And, it could be the jet lag. Like, I guess it could be. Or it could be the fact that, I'm no longer sipping coffees on a beach, taking naps in the middle of the day, having amazing long walks with some of the most beautiful terrain, some of the oldest civilizations of all time. But,
We made this playlist while we were there. And this morning we woke up and I was like, I'm going to put on some music to start my day, like feel good. And I put on the playlist and it actually made me so sad. I was like, I can't even listen to these songs anymore because I just thought back to like how amazing it was on the beach listening to music and swimming in the ocean. And I was like, I got to turn it off. I have to find new music.
it's crazy too, because when a lot of people go on vacation, you go, you get that vacation kind of high. You're like, oh my gosh, like I could just throw everything away and move here, But for us, it's a little bit different in the sense of like we actually could do it. Between me being from Greece and knowing a lot of people there and kind of already having an into the culture, like we could do it. But it's a double-edged sword because in the way we want to enjoy Greece, we have to be back here, we have to be working, we have so many things that we want to be doing that really in reality we're only probably working like 25% when we're in Greece. That's the truth.
Yeah, for sure. They just stopped working.
Yep. And the headphones is
so
down.
we brought the headphones in. Now they don't work. So.
Yeah, I guess I'm buying her new headphones. That's my bad. But yeah, we're super pumped to be back. But I definitely say it's been probably the best vacation of my entire life.
And it was also for me the first like long real vacation I've been on that I paid for myself, or like we both paid for it. But you know what I mean? Like usually when you go on a long vacation like that, it's
You
with
got
your
a guy paying
parents.
for it or what?
I'm saying like with your parents or but you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
We actually saved up and paid for all of this ourselves, and that was really cool, and it made it even better, I think.
Yeah, and we budgeted like we were gonna be spending like we were prince and princesses of some foreign land. Like literally, we didn't spend nearly all of our budget. By the end of our trip, we were able to get gifts for people and kind of treat ourselves to a few things as well. So it was amazing.
Well, actually, by the end of the trip, what I budgeted, like after buying gifts and everything, it was almost to the dollar. I spent all of it.
Really?
Like exactly.
Wow. Are you insinuating that I should have spent a little bit more on you?
No. You spent enough. You spent way more than I did.
We spent a lot. A lot of people ask us like, oh, okay, you were there in Greece for 5-6 weeks. Like, how much did you budget? And I could give you like what a normal budget would be like, but what we did was a little bit over the top. We definitely went a little bit extra with a few different things. We enjoyed ourselves. We partied a lot. We did a bunch of little excursions. We rented cars. We definitely did it in the higher bracket of spending, but Greece overall is not an expensive country. After Mykonos, Santorini, which I'm not going to be going to Santorini anytime soon, it's really very reasonable. So I feel like we spent within our means.
And it's not like we do extravagant stuff here all the time in LA.
Correct.
We're not going to dinner at Catch Steak every night. You know what I mean? Like, so we don't do that for a reason. So that when we go to Greece, we can actually really enjoy it and do whatever we want to.
100%. And yeah, while we don't do that stuff in LA, though, we're used to those prices. Like when we have friends visiting us, we got to go out for a couple cocktails or whatever. Like people will say, like, "Oh, Mykonos, how can you go to Mykonos? It's so expensive." I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. It's no different than going to an expensive dinner in like Beverly Hills or somewhere really nice in West Hollywood. Like we see prices on food and beverages like this all the time.
Yeah, Mykonos and LA prices are pretty similar,
They're pretty
honestly.
similar. I'd say Mykonos still has a slight edge, but like it's LA is not cheap, guys. It's really not cheap at all. But we
And
had
the cost of living here is also really expensive. So, I mean, even just to get groceries for a few days, it's so expensive.
it is. It's crazy. Gas, groceries, paying your bills. It's wild. But okay, we definitely got to experience Greece in a way that imagine all the time I've been there. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. It was the first time I will say, I don't know how to say this without sounding douchey, but y'all were, if you're in Greece watching this, y'all were treating us like celebrities. Like it was the first time ever where we were stopped everywhere we went. Everyone wanted to say hi or take a photo or tell us the nicest things we've ever heard. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for not only welcoming me, but welcoming Kate with such open arms as y'all always do. I mean, I'm Greek American, so I feel it as well. But, you know, just that level of love we received in response to our social media, our podcasting, my music, it was really, really special. And it made me very proud to be Greek and to be able to spend time there and show my girlfriend that experience.
And everyone was genuinely so nice. And we even had a couple of nights where we ended up hanging out with some people that we met. So, like, it was cool too because we got to make friends and like spend time with people there. That
Absolutely.
was like the coolest part about it, right? Because we'd go somewhere and they'd be like, "Oh, we recognize you guys," and then we end up hanging out with them for a couple hours, and that was so fun.
Yeah, it was super cool. We did it smart this trip. Usually, what I do is we pull up into Athens, we stay there for 2 or 3 days, and then we head to the islands. And we spend the majority of the vacation on the islands, and we pop back in for Athens for one day and then leave. This time, we decided, you know what? Let's spend 2 weeks in Athens right when we get there. It's where I'm from. It's the place that makes me the happiest in the world. It's the place I call home. And I haven't been able to showcase so much of Athens. And I haven't spent that much time in Athens over the years, and the city has changed quite a lot. So just to what Kate was saying, we were able to spend 2 weeks in Athens to start. We were able to see so many of my old friends, go to a lot of places we like repeatedly, which is something I like to do, and feel like we actually got to like lock in everywhere we went. Athens, Mykonos, Naxos, Mila, back to Athens. We had a nice amount of time in each of those places.
Athens is so underrated. I love Athens and I love going out in Athens. I have the most fun. I had the most fun going out in Athens for sure.
Oh yeah,
Contrabando, banana, like everyone is actually having a good time. We just go like we just have so much fun with everyone there. I don't know.
it's cool. You could do your kind of like downtown, more, touristy stuff. You could do your classic Greek clubs. You could do your bouzoukia. You could go down south and go to an Akti or Krabo. And like, there's a million ways to do Athens. The food scene has gotten so eclectic and unbelievable. And the people were just awesome. We had such a great time hanging out with people, going to the beach every single day, waking up to coffees, good fresh food, fruits. Like
You're making me sad.
Yeah, I know, I know.
I spent
It's tough.
$38 on our two smoothies the other day, and I was like, they would never do this to me at a beach club in Athens. They would never do this to
Oh
me.
my gosh. We were making these bakery videos when we were there. And one of the bakeries we went to in Milo, we spent $22 and we got like everything in the bakery, including 2 drinks. That's wild. I don't know.
And Milo was expensive too. And someone commented and they were like, this is one of the more expensive bakeries. You need to go to a cheaper one. We're like, guys, for us, this is literally nothing. Like you gotta understand where we're coming from. We're coming from LA, you know? Even our boat ride that we did this boat ride in Milo where we like took our own boat and went to all the different islands. And people were like, you paid €200 for that, you got ripped off. It's like our friend Jess said if you did this in Miami, it would literally be 4 grand. Like it's you know, I'm happy to pay it. Like,
Absolutely.
you know.
Oh man. What was your most memorable day that you had in Greece on this last vacation?
Well, I know ours is going to be the same.
Oh,
Yeah, when we found the beach in Naxo.
oh, that was really sick.
So we go to this juice bar this one day, and we're talking to the woman that owns it, and she tells us about this beach. You have to drive an hour and a half over like through towns, craziest mountains. It's a journey for sure. Like
And Naxo is a big island.
it's huge.
And she literally said, go to the complete furthest point of the island from where we are right now.
And she was like, this is a local secret, do not tell anyone. And she didn't even tell us. She showed us like
There
where
wasn't a name.
there.
It didn't have a name. The place, she said, pointed on a map and said, good luck.
Yeah, and on the map it was like it's somewhere between here and here.
Yes.
And if you find it, then you find it and you got it. And we were like, we're finding it. Like there's no way we're not finding this place. And so we like pull up into these different beaches and
we were oddly like seeing how it actually was. We were oddly confident going in that we were going to find this place. We were like, yeah, for sure. It was out there.
the only
far.
reason we found it is because we actually drove past it. And I was like, remember that one little place we drove past and there was one car there? Like, I think that's it. Like, let's go back there. And we go. And even as we get there, we still were walking around for like 30 minutes going to the wrong places. And then Will was like, wait, let's try over here. And we had to climb down through these like rocks and little things. And it's just a cove, your own private cove. Like, no cars can see you, no people are there. It felt like I was on a deserted island.
It was unbelievable. It was the coolest beach day that I've ever had in my life. We had like a little picnic. We had our own little speaker, so we were listening to our tunes. Like Kate said, we didn't see a person, a boat, a plane, a car, nothing. We saw absolutely nothing for the entire time we were there. Our own cove. We skinny dipped. It was beautiful. I was naked the whole time. I'm just gonna say it. I was naked the whole time.
That's
I
why
was.
it felt like we were on a deserted island and we could just do anything. So we were just being naked on a beach for hours. That's where you feel the most human. Like, I've never felt like that.
Nor
That was
have
a new
I.
feeling. I've
Nor
never
have
felt
I.
like that before.
Let me say this to the people. If you've never skinny dipped before, if you have never experienced the sea without any clothes on, my friend, that should be the next thing that you need to do in your life. It's a euphoric. It's like, okay, imagine going to the water with your shirt on. I would feel, get this shirt off of me. Okay, take your shorts off. It's now you got something flopping around in there too and flying around. Less gravity. It's absolutely insane.
It should be your number one priority. If you live near the ocean, do it in the ocean. Go at night if you, well, maybe don't do that in like the Gulf of Mexico. I don't do that actually. There's too many critters.
How many times did we skinny dip?
So before we went, remember I said we set a goal. I said we're gonna skinny dip 3 times. How many times did we do it? 3 times.
We did do it 3 times. Wow.
Everything I said that I wanted to happen happened. So that was awesome.
That just seems like how everything works out in Greece when you go there on vacation.
It's insane.
It is. It's crazy.
Like, there are so many random coincidences that happen. One day we were in Noxo and we were like, it's weird we haven't like run into anyone we've seen. 3 seconds later, we run into this girl that we met that ended up becoming our friend. Like little things like
Oh
that
yeah, that
happen.
was weird. That was so weird.
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens like every day in Greece. It something in the energy there is different.
Oh man, I'd say my favorite day, besides that Secret Cove Beach day, uh, my childhood friend, his lovely wife, and his daughter took us out on a nice little boat, and we traveled from Para to Antipara, uh, and just had an amazing day. Got to see Antipara in a whole new light. Went to some crazy private beaches. Yeah, just an unbelievable day. I kind of like don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm just getting
Is it
so
making you
sad.
sad?
It is. It is. I learned a lot about women from just being on vacation. You know, I for that long I was able to learn some things, some secrets, that most
What
guys don't
secrets did
know.
you learn?
So when the ladies get tan, you don't need makeup.
I mean, you do still need a little bit of makeup.
But the tan acts as the majority of your makeup, I feel like.
Also, when you get a tan, you can't do a lot of makeup because it'll look weird. So, yeah, you're right. You really don't need it.
Secrets learned. Number 2 secret I learned. You really, really need that nap every single day from
Absolutely.
3 to 5 p.m.
No, it's mandatory. It is actually
It's
mandatory.
it's like I feel like women need that nap usually during the day. Around vacation time at 3 to 5 p.m. It's not like a question of whether or not the nap is happening. It's just going to happen.
It has to. And then you wake up and it's a brand new day and everything's amazing.
Number 3.
He's got a list.
Y'all really like set your outfits aside before you go on this vacation, and you plan out like, ooh, I can see myself wearing this at this time and this at this time. Like you have an outfit for every single occasion.
I made a PowerPoint presentation for myself. And when I was packing, I took photos of every single outfit and put it in the PowerPoint presentation so I could reference it. So I'm not trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. Because you're also usually rushing to get ready when you're on vacation. So you don't have time to think about it.
Number 4, if you say, "Oh, I don't think we're going to drink tonight," we're drinking 1,000% for sure.
Yeah, especially in Greece.
I don't know how many times on the trip you were like, "Oh, baby, I'm not going to drink tonight. No, 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 I'm just going to hang out." I'd look over within 15 minutes, there'd be like a glass of Chardonnay or like Sauvignon Blanc. You'd be like, hee hee,
I mean,
tee hee.
a carafe of wine is like €5.
And then I would say, "Baby, okay, like I wasn't going to drink, but now like I'm going to drink too because I have to. We have to be on the same level, of course." And then it was just downhill from there. Every day was debauchery. It was a party. It wasn't, but it kind of was. It was great.
Depending on where we were.
The first half of the trip, it definitely was. Naxo and Milo on the second half, we definitely were a lot more laid back, all jokes aside, and kind of had more time to work and, to manifest and do some things that we wanted to do to kind of set ourselves up for the rest of the year being here in America. But the first half of the trip was definitely wild for sure.
You know what some of my favorite days were on the
Talk to
trip?
me. What?
When we actually didn't do anything and we just laid in bed all day, took a break, took a rest day.
That's just because we've been going hard for like 3 straight weeks and we needed like a breather for sure.
I know, we did it a couple of times. You went to the bakery and got food, and then like later on that night we'd go watch sunset and go to dinner. I was like, this was actually pretty nice. You need those days on vacation.
No, it's we had such a fun trip, and we're gonna be back next year, of course. So we did this 5-6 weeks as sort of like a trial period to be like, okay, do we want to do less time next year? Is that too much? Or maybe we could do 2 months. Maybe we could do it 3 months. And even after being there for as long as we were, when we left, we were like, fuck, I could stay for a little longer. I was ready to kind of go by the time we did leave, but I think that's also because we're like preparing to leave and we're kind of getting ready to go. But I don't know. I could have stayed there for another month at least, exploring more islands. That's the thing about Greece. Like, there's infinite places seemingly to explore. Just when you think you've seen everything, someone's like, "Oh my god, you got to check out this new spot. Oh, there's this new hidden spot here. Oh, there's this island that no one's talking about. Oh my gosh, have you been to the Peloponnese in a while? It's crazy." So it's always like there's a lot of stuff to be doing there.
Everyone is always, and they're like, "Oh, what islands are you going to?" And you tell them, they're like, "Oh, well, you got to go to this one and this one and this one." We're like, "Guys, we're already here for so
And
long."
they're like, "No, no, no, no. You can't leave without going here, or else." And then they're gonna like make, "Oh, it'll be bad luck if you don't go there." You're like, "Oh, okay, I guess we're going." But
I would have liked to have stayed in Athens for a little bit longer on the end of the trip. Like if we would have
this is the
stayed
Athens queen right here. You look like Athena as it is, so
if,
it's like it is what it is.
if we would have stayed in Athens for 2 weeks again, like we did in the beginning, I feel like that would have been really good for the end of the trip.
So you're saying 2 weeks to start, 2 weeks to end, and then a bunch of islands in between.
Yeah, I think that would be okay.
I think that would be okay too.
But also we do have to like get back to real life and get stuff done. And I'm gonna be honest, hard to get stuff done in Greece. It's too enjoyable. You kind of, for me, I have to put myself in an environment that I'm not like obsessed with to get things done. I don't know.
People say like, "Oh, LA, gonna be a lot of distractions out there." I am not distracted by anything out here. I sit in my apartment and I just do work. I go to the studio, I do work. I sit in bed with my girlfriend and we make these podcasts. Like, I don't do anything here. In Greece, I want to do everything. Everything. It's one of those places where it's like, "Oh, well, I don't know. Do I want to go to the beach for like 8 hours?" Yes, I do. Do I want to eat fantastic lunches and like sip wine in the middle of the day? Yes. Do I want to take long naps as well? Yes. Do I want to go to dinner? Yes. Do I want to party late? Yes. Like, I don't want to do work when I'm there. That is the truth.
Also, when you're there and you go to meet up with your friends, you're not just going to meet up for like a couple hours for dinner. You're hanging out for 8 hours. So here we can go meet up with our friends. Even let's say we go to a bar. We can go to a bar for 2 hours, be like, all right, guys, you're going to go home, whatever. No, that doesn't happen in Greece. You are closing the place out. You're all sitting there. More people show up. You're hanging out just constantly, just hanging out all the time.
The pop in, pop out. Like, sometimes we're here, like, okay, you know what? Our friends are going to this bar. We'll go in for a drink. Pop in, pop out. Doesn't exist in Greece at all. There's no pop. You pop in and pop out. People are like, "Oh, they're rude."
It would feel rude.
What are they doing? Like, do they not like us? Like, what's going on? It's like, I just got shit to do. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't. That's why we didn't do the podcast in Greece. We were too busy hanging out because we didn't want to be rude.
We had a couple wild nights in Mykonos. Everyone talks shit on Mykonos, but at the end of the day, I feel like anywhere in the world that you go, you have to understand the vibe that you're about to enter into. And in Mykonos, it's like, if you want to party and you want to be around a bunch of crazy people all having fun, it's a great place to go. If that's not your vibe, don't go there. It's nothing wrong with Mykonos. It is what it is. It's like Las Vegas is not for everybody, but for people who enjoy that type of vibe, it's the perfect place. So
Exactly. I love Mykonos. I always have fun. I mean, we stayed for a week, and then when we got to Naxo, we were like, wow, we need rest. But I don't know. I love it there. It also just has this special feeling, aside from all the party, whatever. It has this special feeling, and I can't even really explain it. But I don't know. I love it there, and the difference between partying there and say somewhere like Vegas or LA or whatever, to me, the partying there doesn't feel dark.
oh,
Like in here or Miami or whatever, if you're out really late at night, you're like, this is dark.
I never thought about that. The partying in Greece, like, if I was to associate colors with different cities and their parties, or different countries and their parties,
Uh-huh.
Greece would be like a yellow, green. Very it's very warm, the
It
parties.
is.
Very bright, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
The mood of the parties in LA can get pretty grim.
Dark red.
Dark red. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Black. Dark gray.
It's
Dark red, dark purple.
starts feeling a little sinister after a certain hour.
It really does. And that's cool, that's cool for anybody who likes that, but I'm going to parties to like enjoy my life and to have fun and to smile. I just burped, excuse me. And to smile. I don't know, man. Yeah, I've never thought about that. The partying is so like
Uplifting.
happy and up. Exactly. It's crazy. But all that to be said, it is good to be back.
It is. It is good to be back. Kind of get our feet under us, settle into a routine, see our friends.
Kate's birthday was the 25th of August, and we had a pretty special day in Greece for that. We were in Milo, and we decided to take a boat out and have a little boat day. And we had some issues come up on this boat day. We had first of all, okay. We get to Milo and we hear that to get to some of these unbelievable beaches, you're going to need a boat. And to, get a boat, you're going to need a captain. When we got to Milo, the lady who checked us into our hotel was like, "Oh, you don't need a captain. You can just go rent a boat and drive it yourselves." And we were like, "Sounds pretty good. That sounds fun." Thinking they're going to be like it's going to be a really dingy boat. She's like, "It's going to be so easy to drive. Don't worry about it." We get to the place to rent the boat, and this is like a nice fucking boat. It's straight up gorgeous. We end up taking it out for the day after like a 30-minute tutorial about how to drive this thing. Very irresponsible of them to let us take this thing out. We ended up going to some of the most famous beaches in Milo, had an amazing time, but the first time we went to anchor down was quite the experience.
We were just trying to anchor out too far because we didn't want to get too close to any of the other boats. We were just trying to anchor down on rocks, which doesn't work. And then our anchor got caught on this like the chain rope of this massive sailboat. We start getting pulled under the sailboat. Couldn't get the anchor up because it was stuck on there.
I was low-key freaking out a little bit.
A guy sees us from afar, puts his goggles on, jumps off of his boat, and comes down and undoes our anchor for us. It was getting pretty close.
It was insane, and we didn't know that our anchor was hooked onto their line. And so I'm pulling this anchor up, and I'm like, for a good 10 seconds, questioning my manhood because I could not pull this fucking thing up. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. Just keep pulling. And at one point I had to tell Kate, like, Kate, help me. And that was a low point for me in my life.
I'm like behind him, trying to pull it.
But I knew something was wrong a little bit after you started helping me because like my hands were getting ripped up by this. It was too much. And as we're pulling it up, we see that our shit was caught onto their line.
So us trying to pull it up was us pulling ourselves under their boat, basically.
Yeah, it was insane. We got way too close to their giant boat. That was so intense. So we ended up leaving that specific beach, but had an amazing, amazing day taking this boat around the island of Milo. We got back from Greece and celebrated Kate's birthday with all of our friends here in LA, which was so much fun too.
It was really nice. We were celebrating my birthday, our friend's birthday. It was Labor Day weekend, and it was just nice to be back and see everyone. And like, I don't know, that weekend was really, really nice for me to come back and see everyone. But then after that, I was like, oh man, now I don't want to be back anymore.
Yeah, we were cooked for sure, but I feel like it's so hard to organize like 20, 25 people to do anything in a major city, and we had a lot of people come out. That was a lot of fun. Had a nice little pool day. That was a kind of a nice way for us to like ease back into like this life in LA, this horrible life in Los Angeles. And I'm sounding so pathetic, but yeah, it was. We had a really good time,
and we got to see everyone at once when we got back too. So everyone was gathered together. It was really nice. Yeah, why are we complaining? Like, shut up.
No, it's been great being back. Been great seeing the homies. Been making a lot of music again, which I've been excited about. This is our first podcast since being back. We're going to start bringing guests on, whether that's remote, whether that is in person. So comment your dream guest, anyone that you'd want to see us on speaking with. We're going to start, I think, just going more not necessarily like the interview route, but we want to find out about people and their experiences and their dating life and what they've been, what they've had to endure to get to the points that they're at in with their love life. So
Yeah, we want to talk to other people too.
yeah, you trying to see other people, girl?
No, but it'll be fun. It'll be like, we started the podcast and we did it for what, like 8 episodes, I think. We took a
that was
little break.
That was season 1.
Exactly. That was just season 1. And then we took a break and now it's season 2. Exactly.
I feel like I, am much more confident, like just doing these podcasts and being on the mic. I don't think we were ever like uncomfortable doing these, but it takes a little bit of time to get your feet wet and learn how to speak kind of unprovoked for an hour plus. It's a lot, but I'm feeling like a lot more comfortable doing this.
Yeah, it's also weird because it's not the same as, you and I just sitting here having a conversation because we're speaking to like the audience, right? So we have another person, then it is kind of like a conversation between the three of us. Do you know what I mean?
I do, and I think we're going to be really excellent in in the interview role.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's good to get back in the swing of things. Comment below what you want us to talk about, anything specifically, any guests you want us to have on. But yeah,
If we have guests in person, are they going to sit right here between us?
only if I'm going to put my hands on their legs, make them super uncomfortable like this. Just.
We both have a hand on a leg the whole time.
That would be weird, but that would be nice.
Yeah, comment whoever you would like to see on here if they live in LA, especially obviously for in person, remote, we can do that too. We haven't actually looked at questions. I know we had a few emailed to us over our break, but if you have any questions, you can email them to beautyandthegreekshow@gmail.com. We have our Instagram, Beauty and the Greek Show, where we post a bunch of our videos, and TikTok. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Any shameless plugs you want to plug yourself in for the week?
My TikTok is Kate plus 8 feet. Go follow me.
Yay.
What about you, baby?
I'm continuing to make a lot of this music. I go by the artist name Sweet Bill. I just recently got signed to a 5-song project with.
Woo!
Thank you so much. With a label that I'm really excited to start working with. And yeah, appreciate the support just in general between the music, the social media stuff, the podcasting. All jokes aside, the trip we just had, which we just talked to y'all about, couldn't have been possible literally without y'all support, the love y'all show us. So thank you so much again from the bottom of our hearts. And so excited to be doing this again every week. And yeah, love y'all so much. Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys. Love y'all so much. Everything he said, ditto.
Ditto.
Bye guys.
Bye.